Hey guys, this is your commissioner with the Braves commissioner with ML Boom. Okay, I just want to go over real quick about how to do your All Star voting through Stats Plus. But first, a word from our sponsor, the 1961 ML Boom tennis shoes, only $395,000. Now, to the meat and bones. All right, so you go to your Stats Plus and click League or hover over League. Then go to Award Voting. Now, this says for All Star, right? Now, what you're going to do if you're in the AL, you're going to click this. If you're in the National League, you're going to click this. If you are in the National League, but you click the American League, you're going to get nothing. Because the settings are that the winner of the All Star game determines who's the home team for the World Series, and I think that adds a nice element to the game. Um, as far as All Star games are concerned, puts more importance on making sure that you get the right people into the ballots instead of just who you like, for no good reason other than to boost their popularity or whatever. So I'm in the National League. So I'm going to go to awards, award voting. Under All Star, I'm going to click National League ballot, and it's going to bring this up. Now, what I want to do is, if I want to, you need to do the full ballot. You need to select all this. So to select the catcher, you click this to get the list here in Stats Plus. And this is who you have to choose from. And you can sort by, all these stats. You can also go in the game, and if you want additional information, you can go into the game file itself and OOTP 21 and check out more things, more factors if you'd like, to help you determine um, who's best to fill the slot for your league. Because again, you want to win this because you want your league and your division, your division to win the World Series. Okay? And we'll add some additional reputation points for every team in the league, um, for the league that wins the World Series, or division, the division that wins the World Series. So there's an extra, and we'll go into reputation points later. Um, so if you want to sort by WAR or whatever in Stats Plus, you can, like I said, you can also go in the game of OOTP and check out more additional stats if you'd like to best determine who you want in the slot. Again, this is another reason why I want this game to determine who's the home team, because a lot of people are just going to pick like Joe Torre. He's my guy, right? And I would love to see him get a boost in um, popularity. He's batting 328. It's his rookie season. He's batting 328 right now, 381 on base percentage, and he's got a nice 1.0 WAR right now. However, right now, probably it's between him and John Rosenborough. And some of you may find the average is more important than the WAR. You do all these other factors. You also got to consider the All Star game is not upon us yet. So these stats can change between now and the All Star game. So, again, if you want to go into um, OOTP and see if the batter is improving or whatever in the last 5 games or so, or whatever, to see if he's going up or down, or to see if there was a special case to see if he was just on fire for the moment, instead of this going to be his normal kind of stats during the season. You can do that. You can check their ratings and stuff like that, And let's see. Well, here's the hitting stats and development. Yeah, there's not enough time yet for development. So anyway, you check all that out to help you best make your decision. Once you make your decision, you click this little plus thing. So let's pretend I found that Joe Torre might be a little bit better than Rosenberg. I'm not saying that's what I'm going to pick. I'm just saying, just for, well, this guy's looking good too, Gene Oliver. Anyway, so let's just pretend I picked Joe Torre, because I think he's going to help the team better this year than the other catchers. So I click that. I don't want to click vote yet, because I haven't got this entire thing filled out yet. Okay? So now I'm done with the catcher. Go to first baseman. Do the same stuff. When it comes to starting pitchers, you want to pick 5. When it comes to relief pitchers, you want to pick 5. Pick some, mix it up a little bit. Pick maybe 3 or 4 relief pitchers and 1 closer, or 2 closers and 3 relievers, or whatever. Whatever makes you feel that is going to be the best option for your division. Once all that's done, you're going to click vote. Oops, yeah, I didn't say vote. I'm just going to trash that. You want to view the results. Well, if you view the results, you can sort by season, Golden Glove, Slugger. We haven't got to those yet, but we want to click All-Star. And here's what you're going to see. Voting detail, this sorts everything by the team in the division to see who has voted and who has not voted. Every team should vote, because this represents you in your division. You want your division to win. Even if it's not your team that wins, you want your division to win. Again, that will give you some extra reputation points that we'll discuss at a later time. Okay, so that's that. Next thing I want to go over is some of you, I'm not sure if you're catching on to this part yet, but when it comes to export, if you want to see if you got the current game file, because if you export on an older file other than the current one, it's not going to take your export, and you're going to get gigged as an absence. Okay? So what you do to check is you go to Export Tracker, okay, and you see if your in-game date right here, okay, matches what you have, which should be right here. So you can see some teams are on the wrong date. If this team tried to export with this game date, it's not going to accept the export, and you're going to get another red X on the next export. What this team has to do is go in the game, do a fresh download to get this date. Download the latest game file to get this date. Okay? Then they can export, and this date will change right here. This date will change to this date, and you're good to go. This shows you the last date that you exported, right? So for this team, the last date that they exported was not. This team is not yet ready to do an export. They've only downloaded the prior file and not downloaded the new file to do an export. Even if you have nothing to change at all, do an export. Okay? Because that at least shows you're probably doing the bare minimum at least, which is the bare minimum is just checking your injury, checking for injuries, and checking for recoveries, and doing transactions between the injury or the disabled list and your roster, your active roster, and stuff like that. So at the bare minimum, that's what you want to do. Of course, if you really want to get in good with your team, do some research, check out, see how your guys doing currently in the last 10 games, see if they're cold, see if they're hot, see if they're producing at speed. Do you need to call somebody else up? You know, that kind of stuff. Do you need to look for a trade? That kind of stuff. So anyway, I want to make sure you got the understanding down about exports. You can check it yourself before you do an export to make sure you got the correct game date. This game date won't show up until you do an export. So even if the Indians right here, even if they do a download, a fresh download right now, as soon as the download is completed, it's still going to show this date. Okay, because this date's not going to change until they export. When they export, it'll be this. Okay, so if you see your teams in red, you know you need to do an export. If you see your teams in red, you need to check your game, go into your OOTP, look at the top to see what the game date is, or look on the announcements to see what the game date is, because I always make sure that I post what the game date is in the announcements, okay, when the file is ready. I'm sorry, schedule. In the schedule. So, I say, hey, file is up. Well, for some reason I didn't do that this last time. Okay. Alright, I'll make sure I get that done. But I'll put down the game date in each time the file's ready. Now, if you're watching Sim, if you're online and it's around 12 noon during the day Sim or around midnight Eastern Standard Time for the night Sim, if you're online and you want to watch, what you need to do is just announce your presence here on roll call. Okay? If you do that, I'll know somebody's watching, and I'll set the speed to the appropriate setting of 90. If nobody is going to let me know that they're on to watch, I'm going to set the speed at 1,000 and make it just zip through. Okay? Because there's no need for me to spend, an extra 30, 45 minutes for each sim watching this alone. I could just do a quick sim and review everything in the box scores. Now, I enjoy watching live sims with you guys, so it's not going to bother me at all if you put in that you're here. I think it makes it more interesting, actually. But make sure that you're here when you're here. You know what I'm saying? Don't say you're here and then just not watch. Let's see if there's anything right now. What else is going on? Okay, I think that's it for now. And I'll do another video as needed. Thank you very much. Play ball.